If you love me, please don't judge me. Got my hands tied, the power's above me. Don't shoot the messenger, I'm just a puppet here. If you wanna place blame, then look to the puppeteer. Family, fortune, envy, jealousy, privilege, passed on, legacy, secret, sabotage, borderline, felony, suicide, subtract, selfish, pedigree, yeah.
How's it going, everybody? It's C-RadTV back here with another video. So, of course, it's time to continue on to What If NASCAR Had the F1 Points Format series. So, the last time in this series, we started taking a look at the ARCA Series in the 1980s and learned that quite a few things would have changed under the F1 Points format. And in this part, we're going to continue looking at the ARCA Series with the F1 Points format by taking a look at the 1990s to see what would have changed and what would have stayed the same if they used the F1 Points format. So, of course, before I start this off, make sure you also all go check out the NASCAR with F1 Points official Twitter and Instagram pages for exclusive NASCAR with F1 Points content. I post daily content on it every day, some exclusive stuff. So if you're interested in it, make sure you go check that out. But yeah. Anyway, before we continue on, let me first show the points format on the screen. We're going to be using the two different points formats with the format changing and being updated in 1991. We've gone over it multiple times throughout the series. And before we continue on, let me once again stress out that this is just a hypothetical scenario. I know everyone would have raced differently had they used the F1 points format. This is just for fun. So now, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and let's jump right into it. So the 1990 season, it was one of those weird years where there wasn't a clear-cut dominant driver all season. Like, there was a number of drivers you could have made a case for the title. That left it wide open. In the end, though, 5 drivers separated themselves from the rest of the field. Those 5 being Bob Brevik, Bob Keselowski, Bobby Boucher, Jimmy Horton, and Charlie Glotzbach. Those 5 were the class of the field all year in terms of speed and consistency. In the end, though, late in the season, Jimmy Horn, Bob Keselowski, and Charlie Glotzbach would all fail to be consistent in key moments of the season when it mattered the most. Those 3 would be eliminated with around a race or 2 to go in the season. So in the end, the championship will go all the way down to the season finale in Atlanta, with Bob Brevik entering with a 7-point lead over Bobby Boucher. So for Bobby Boucher to win the championship, he would effectively need to win the race and would need Brevik to finish at least 6th or worse to have a shot at the title. For Brevik, he just has to stay close to Boucher to win the title. In the end, though, it wouldn't even have mattered since neither driver finished inside the top 6, so neither of them scored points in the season finale. So with that said, it meant that Bob Brevik would win the 1990 ARCA Championship by default. And that would be his first ARCA Championship under this format. So Bob Brevik would still be the 1990 ARCA Champion. So the 1991 season, it was mainly a 2-man battle for the championship between Bobby Boucher and Bob Keselowski. Those 2 were the class of the field all season in terms of speed and consistency, that in the end, the championship will go all the way down to the season finale at Atlanta Motor Speedway, with Bobby Boucher entering with a 9-point lead over Bob Keselowski. So for Bob Keselowski to win the title, he would effectively need to win the race and would need Bobby Boucher to finish 7th or worse to have a shot at the championship. So he would need to win and Bobby Boucher to finish outside the top 6 to have a shot at the title. Boucher just either needed to finish inside the top 6 or just stay close to Bob, or just hope Bob finishes 2nd or worse to lock up the title. In the end, though, it wouldn't have even mattered since both drivers ended up DNFing out of the race. At Atlanta, Boucher had an engine failure. Bob Keselowski had a oil line leak. So in the end, it wouldn't have mattered as neither driver scored points. So Bobby Boucher would win his first ARCA Championship under this format by default. So Bobby Boucher would be the 1991 ARCA Champion. So the 1992 season, it would be all about Bob Keselowski. Bob was just the class of the field all season in terms of speed and consistency. Like, nobody was on Bob Keselowski's level in 1992. And Bob Keselowski would win the 1992 ARCA Championship and would easily cruise to it under this format. So the 1993 season, it would be a two-man battle for the championship between Tim Steele and Bob Strait. Those two were the class of the field all season in terms of speed and consistency. In the end, though, Bob Strait would fail to be consistent in key moments of the year when it mattered the most and would fall apart. Tim Steele would take full advantage of it, and he would pull away late in the season over Bob Strait. And Tim Steele would lock up the 1993 ARCA Championship with a race to go in the season. So Tim Steele would still be the 1993 ARCA champion under this format. So the 1994 season, it would be all about Bobby Bowser, as Bobby was just the class of the field all season in terms of speed and consistency. Like, nobody was on Bobby Bowser's level in 1994. And Bobby Bowser would easily cruise to a second ARCA championship under this format in 1994. So in the 1995 season, we would mainly have a three-man battle for the championship between Andy Hillenburg, Tim Steele, and Mike Wallace. Now, Bobby Bowser and Marvin Smith also played roles in this battle too, but sadly not everybody can compete for the championship, so it's mainly between Steele, Wallace, and Hillenburg. In the end, though, late in the season, Andy Hillenburg would fail to be consistent in key moments of the year when it mattered the most, and he'd be eliminated with a race to go in the season. So in the end, the championship would go all the way down to the season finale between Tim Steele and Mike Wallace, with Tim Steele entering with a 6-point lead over Mike Wallace. So Mike Wallace would effectively need to win the race, and he would need Tim Steele to finish at least fourth or worse to win the title. For Tim Steele, he just had to stay close to Mike Wallace to lock up the championship, or just hope Wallace finishes second or worse. In the season finale at Atlanta, Mike Wallace would end up suffering an engine failure, and he would end up finishing in 22nd. But Tim Steele, even though he had the title locked up after that, no matter what, Tim Steele made sure he won the title with good measure by winning the season finale. And that win would be more than enough for Tim Steele to lock up his second ARCA championship by 16 points over Mike Wallace. So Tim Steele would win his second ARCA championship in 1995. So the 1996 season would be easily dominated by Tim Steele. Like, Tim Steele was just the class of the field all year. Like, nobody could come close to touching Tim Steele in 1996. And Tim Steele would easily cruise to his third ARCA championship in 1996. So the 1997 season is literally the same as 1996. Wash, rinse, repeat, no contest. Tim Steele goes to his fourth ARCA championship in 1997. For the 1998 season, it's now Frank Kimmel's turn to whoop the field's ass, as Kimmel was the class of the field and no one was on Frank Kimmel's level in 1998, and Frank Kimmel easily cruises to his first ARCA championship. Remember this name, it becomes important later on in the series. So the 1999 season would mainly be a two-man battle for the championship between Bill Barrett and Frank Kimmel. Those two were the class of the field all year in terms of speed and consistency. In the end, though, late in the season, Frank Kimmel would fail to be consistent in key moments of the year when it mattered the most. Bill Baird would take full advantage of it with pull away late in the season, and Bill Baird would lock up the championship with around 2 races to go in the season. So Bill Baird would still be the 1999 ARCA champion under this format. But yeah, anyway, that'll wrap it up here for this part of the What If series. So yeah, quite a few things would have happened in the ARCA series under the F1 points format. Like, there weren't that many championship battles. Like, we had a number of seasons where the driver just ran away with it throughout the year. That's ARCA for you. But yeah, in terms of championship battles that went down to the season finale, we had 3 title battles go down to the finale. And we only had 3 title changes, and those being 1991, 1992, and 1995. So a couple of things changed, but a lot of things stayed the same for sure. So yeah, that'll wrap it up for this part. So the next part of this one, for anyone that hates Frank Kimmel, you're going to hate the next part. Because next part, we're going to look at the ARCA series in the 2000s. To see what would have changed and what would have stayed the same if they had the F1 points format. And for all the Frank Kimmel haters, spoiler alert, get ready. It's about to get ugly for you. So yeah, and that part comes out depending on how fast I do my research and all that. So yeah, that'll be it for this part. So that's all I gotta say. Hope everyone's a great day, and I'll see you all in whatever I make next. Peace out.